What's going on, guys? Benny Childs, founder of the Teach Me the Fish Effects trading community, and I am back with another educational and inspirational video. In this video, I'm going to do a top-down analysis for the US30 using the OANDA data on TradingView. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. We are here on the weekly chart. I already have my chart marked out here. I currently believe that we are in a sell program now. I believe we've completed the buy program, which is basically a pullback. I think we have a lot of room to go to the downside. We have equal lows here. Okay. This is on the daily. I will drop down to that. But let me back up a little bit. So not necessarily focused on that, but focused on these equal lows here, or relatively equal lows here on the weekly chart, as well as we have an order block here, as well as an imbalance fill, or an opportunity for an imbalance to be filled. We also have this demand right here, this demand right here that has not been touched, and I'll show you that with TradingView here. So if I were to draw out my traditional demand, sorry about that. Oh, wrong one. My apologies. Okay. I'll just change the color to green just so you guys can see that. So if I draw out my traditional demand, you can see that it has not been tapped yet. So we could at least come down to this demand level here before we see the market start to push up as a whole, right, to start tackling the buy side liquidity, right, as well as us making an effort for all new all-time highs. Okay. All right, so that is my thought for the market as a whole. US30, NAS 100, SPX 500, S&P 500, all the like still has room to come further to the downside before we start to head up to start making an effort for all new all-time highs. So, all right, you guys heard me say this before on some past videos. I am a conspiracy theorist. I do believe the market is manipulated. I do believe the market is controlled. And studying ICT, he just confirmed those things. So anyway, let's get back into the top-down analysis. All right, hope you're still here. All right, so this is what we saw take place this past week, and I called this out in a group that I'm a part of. um, way back here. All right. But anyway, so this past week, the market tapped into this balanced price range. Okay. All right. I said that we were in a buy program, and I thought that the market would come all the way up here. Okay. And tap into this BPR. And that is what it did. And then it started rejecting down low, down further. All right. So that's here on a weekly. All right. We just tapped into this BPR. We have, let's see, liquidity was ran here. All right. We had a break of structure or a market structure shift. Okay. We did initially have a fair value gap right here. All right. And we did get a reaction from that. But then we started pushing up, all right, through this order block. All right. This bearish order block right here. We pushed through that. And we went straight for the fair value gap, the liquidity of the fair value gap. We also did take liquidity here. Okay. Now, once imbalance or fair value gaps, all right, have been mitigated or filled completely, we can now start to look for liquidity on the opposite side being taken. Okay. So I think that the liquidity here on the weekly will be our target. All right. Now we do have bullish fair value gaps here on the weekly to get through that may cause, a little reaction, or we may push all the way through it. Okay. Depends on what the algorithm is going to do, whether it's going to completely fill the gaps or just mitigate them first and then fill them. Okay. I think this will help. So it could mitigate first, pull back, fill, mitigate, pull back, fill. Okay. And possibly take out this liquidity right here. Okay. Which is, we do have double or equal lows here. Okay. Let me blow that up. Okay. Kind of trying to take my time with this to help you guys out. So here on the weekly, these are relative equal lows. Okay. So we do see that on the weekly as well. All right. So that's the weekly. All right. Let's drop down to the daily. Okay. And what are we seeing here on the daily? All right. So here on the daily, let's take a look all the way over here, guys. We have right here, let's grab, I'm gonna grab an arrow. Right here on the daily, we had intermediate low. Okay. That was broken right here on the daily. All right. If you guys have not watched my video yet about how to properly use your cell phone to trade, make sure you go watch it. All right. I just posted it maybe 2 videos ago. So anyway, we had this intermediate low on the daily. It was broken, right? And it was broken by a fair value gap. Okay. What did that signify? Okay. That signified to us that the market wants to price lower, right? So what do? We look for the market to come back into the fair value gap, right? And we look for entry, okay? So, sorry about that. So, we look for entry, okay? I'm just moving my, anyway, sorry. So, we look for entry on that fair value gap, okay? All right. And so, on the daily, that could have been entered, right, on a lower time frame. This imbalance or fair value gap had already been filled in. We could have targeted. I hate to be the guy to be like what we could have done, but hindsight is 2020. But we could have targeted. That is not straight at all. Anyway, we could have targeted the start of this bullish imbalance or fair value gap. Okay. All right, but that's just a sign to let us know the market wants to trade lower. Now we did get a reaction from this bullish fair value gap. We came back up, and it looks like we mitigated about 50% of this daily FVG. Okay, the market went down, price lower, came up, completely filled this daily FVG here. Okay, while mitigating the BPR. Now notice here on the daily, we have the opportunity for these two FVGs, daily FVGs, to be completely filled in, as well as the weekly FVG to be filled in as well. Okay, so that's previous price action. All right, current price action. All right, again, we see that this week we tapped into this weekly BPR. All right, now we're pushing down. Okay, now on the daily, what happened? We pushed down, all right, and an FVG was, let me blow this up a little bit. An FVG was filled here on the daily, and then the daily started to push down. Okay, all right, now here on the daily, we do have liquidity here at the top, but we also have equal lows down here at the bottom. Now, for me, because we've already tapped into this BPR, right? We've already tapped into buy side liquidity. Okay. The next thing to take out would be sell side liquidity. All right. And we do have, again, equal lows here, or relative equal lows here on the daily, as well as this weekly FVG that I think will draw price. So right now, again, I believe we are in a sell program on the daily. Okay. All right. Now we could still push up, take out this liquidity, tap back into this BPR, and then head low. But again, I'm looking for sales at the start of next week. Okay. Because again, I believe the algorithm is in the sell program. All right. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. All right. Let's see what we see. Okay. Now here on the 4 hour, all right, Again, we see that tap into that weekly BPR there. All right. We also have a intermediate low here that was broken with a fair value gap. Okay. Price came up into the fair value gap and traded lower. All right. Whenever we have intermediate lows broken, that's a sign to us that the algorithm will trade lower, as it did. Go check it out, guys. That's just what happens. Intermediate lows as well as intermediate highs. When they are taken out, that's a sign that that is the direction that the market wants to trade. Okay, so it wants to trade lower. It did trade lower. All right, created this equal, all right, low here on the 4 hour, which is also on the daily. Okay, all right. We did have a break structure. So watch this. We had a liquidity run. All right. We had a break of structure with displacement. A fair value gap was created. Price traded up. We had a reaction. All right. It kind of pushed up a little bit more. All right. Again, I'm looking for these equal lows right here to be taken out, as well as coming down into this weekly FVG. All right. So again, on the 4 hour, I'm bearish as well. Okay. Let's drop down to the 1 hour. Okay. All right. What do we see? Or what do I see? Okay. Really not much has changed. Just pretty much the same thing. All right. Again, we can see intermediate low broken with a fair value gap. Price pushed up into it. Okay. As well as this weekly BPR. Okay. As well as an OTE trade on the weekly. But price began to deliver lower. Okay. Pushed back up to fill this 1 hour FVG. Okay. We have 1 hour order block here that was respected as well. And now it's pushing down lower. Okay. Let's see. Just checking to see if I see an intermediate high or anything like that. This could be, or I would consider this an intermediate high. All right. So if this intermediate high is broken here on the 1 hour, then I will be looking for price to push up. Take this off real quick. I'll be looking for price to possibly push up. Okay. Break this and maybe go all the way and fill in the BPR, the weekly BPR up here. Okay. That's if that is broken. But if not, again, I'll be looking for sales. All right. Still kind of looking for sales. I believe this was NFP. Let me see here. Yeah, this was NFP. All right. So that's why we had that push down. Then this little push up here. Okay. I'm still looking for sales. So yeah, this just shows us that the daily imbalance was filled. Okay. We're still in the OTE based off of the weekly. Okay. We still have these equal or relative equal lows here. Okay, so low, low, both are equal. If we come here and hover the cursor over there, you can see the low is 31,695 and 10 cents. Bring it over here, and we see that the low is 31,760 cents. All right, so relatively equal lows. All right, sitting on top of an FVG. Okay, so yes, I'm looking for this market to push down lower. Okay. Okay, so that's the 1 hour. Let's drop down to the 15-minute. What do we see? Okay, it's pretty much going to be the same here. But what I like to look for, okay, this is how I know, or I believe price is going to go lower. Okay, if we come over here to the more recent price action, what do we have right here, guys? We have an intermediate low. The intermediate low was broken with a fair value gap. Price came in, traded into the fair value gap. Okay. All right. Now we can kind of see price pushing lower. I don't see where here on the 15-minute a low has been broken or created. Okay, so looking for that to take place. All right, so again here on the 15-minute, expecting price to go low because I believe again we are in a sell program. All right, now let's take a look at the 5-minute. Okay, let's see. All right, recent price action. What do I see? Intermediate low, broken with a fair value gap. Hold this up a little bit. Intermediate low, broken, fair value gap left behind. Looking for prices to come into that fair value gap to then trade lower. All right. So if I come here, let's do this for the 5-minute. All right. We got that 5-minute FVG there. Come down to the 1-minute. Okay. Now, what do we see here on the 1-minute? Again, same thing. Same as the 5-minute, but I mean, we have other ones as well. Here, let's back up. Let's look at the other ones I want to show you. Okay. I would consider this an intermediate low that was broken, left behind FVGs. Okay. Price came, traded into the order block, which would be here. Okay. Tapped into that FVG here on the 1-minute. Okay. Started trading lower. Created another intermediate low. Came up. We broke it with a fair value gap. Okay. price has yet to come back into here. All right, I am looking for price more than likely to trade outside of this 5-minute FVG and trade into this 1-minute FVG. Right, that broke this intermediate low. Right. So guys, to be honest with you, I mean, that's pretty much it, that is the top-down analysis, the idea, the narrative that I have created for US30. Will it play out exactly like this? Who knows if it does? I'm retiring and I owe ICT 10% of all of my wages from here on out. So, but I probably did not do him any justice. But this is just my spin on what I've learned from watching his videos. So we'll see how this plays out. I know it's different from the supply and demand that I typically bring to you guys. So, but we'll see. I'm loving US30. I stopped trading forex a long time ago and started trading the S&P 500 via the SPX 500 OANDA data. But with the broker that I use, I have tight spreads on the US30. I believe it's anywhere between 3 to 5 pipettes. So it's not bad. So hopefully this has helped you guys. I don't know. You guys comment below and you tell me what you think. Do you think we're in a sell program? Do you think I've created a good narrative for the sell program of the US30? Of course, I'll be waiting on confirmation for these trades. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. No, I was trying to see if I saw a BPR on the lower time frames. Let me see. Check 15 minute. Yeah, no. All right, cool. So yeah, all the way down to the 1 minute, guys. That is what I'm looking for. Looking for price looking for price to come up into this 5-minute FVG. All right, I will be looking for a confirmation. All right, if I don't get it, I'm looking for price to come up into this 1-minute bearish FVG and looking for a confirmation to take it to the downside. All right, if not, then I will wait for price to trade up into a higher time frame point of interest, whether that be an FVG, a BPR, buy side liquidity. All right, and I'll look for my confirmation to trade this to the downside. And I encourage you guys to do the same as well. We'll trade the market as it comes, as it presents itself to us, and we'll trade accordingly. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close the video here. As always, guys, if you're not a subscriber, do me the honor, become a subscriber. Like the video if you liked it. Thumbs down the video if you disliked it, and either way, comment below. Until next time, guys, always remember, if you stay in God, you will stay in control, and happy pip fishing. Bye-bye.